You alright, lad? Good talk. What is happening, YouTubes? Vector here, back again. Let me close that one. There you go. How are we doing? We are in 2025, the 25th year of the century. Anyone else feeling old yet? And we're also in February, after the longest January since records began. Did it drag for anyone else? So, like, I know January already drags because it's the first month after Christmas and the longest gap between paydays, and the weather's starting to get even worse and blah blah blah. But, like, my god, I think there were about 7 or 8 weeks in this January, weren't there? Like, it was unreal. It was like every week you'd get to another Monday and you'd be like, what do you mean there's still like 10 days left of January? But we made it. We're in February now. It's February 1st, time of recording. I'm off for a ride. It was I was promised sun today, or sunny intervals. As you can see, it's rather more interval than it is sun, but we'll take it. It's very cold. It was 0 degrees this morning. I think it's about 4 or 5 at this point. So pretty uncomfortable. Hey, that was a Royal Enfield. I wonder if that was saddlebags. I didn't see if he had a camera on. I'll have to see if he messaged me later. I'm having a nice little day today. I'm meeting a friend of mine from uni who I've not seen for, I think, 6 years. Entirely my fault. I'm very unsociable as a person. Trying to do better at that this year. It's one of my goals. We'll see how that goes, because it was a goal for last year too, and nothing happened. Man's really inspecting that hedge. Like, face deep in the bush, which we've all been there. So yeah, meeting a friend. We're going down to Cardinham Woods, down towards sort of Bodmin way. So I've just come through. You'd know this road, it's in my videos a lot. I come to Minions there and cross Bodmin Moor. We're going to turn right at the bottom before we get to the A38. Scurry along through St Neots and a few other places I forget, and then loop around the back to Cardinham Woods, which looks nice. And there's a little cafe there, and we're going to have a good day. What else is going on? What's happening in 2025? What's been happening since you saw me last? Well, the last video was the Transalp going. It's gone. It's done now. Still looking at replacing it. Still pondering that. We're looking at options. Whether that be a Transalp like. Top of my list right now is actually the BMW 650. The older ones, like the GS would be lovely. I'd like the GS really. But let me crack that again. Apologies for the wind. Yeah, I'd like the GS really. I'd like the Dakar really, but they're expensive. But the GS would be nice. But realistically, the ST, Strada, Funduro, that whole variant, it'll be absolutely sufficient for me. Like, I mostly do road riding. Even with a bike like that, it's mostly road riding. So yeah, the ST would be nice. Same power as the Transalp, same sort of size and riding position, the Transalp. But it's 3 insurance groups cheaper to insure, and it gets 70 miles per gallon. So it's a good option. It's a good option. I don't like singles as much as I do V-twins, but I've heard good things about those engines, and those BMW, or the engines, those single cylinders used in those bikes, well, I believe those are the ones made by Rotax, and if so, they're the derivatives that have ended up in, well, everything since then. The Pegaso, Aprilia Pegaso, but right the way down to the BSA Gold Star, which I rode last year, it's a modern variant of that same block and same configuration, just sort of tightened up a bit, and I really like that. I really liked how that rode. So yeah, if the BMW rides anything like that, that should be quite a good option. I almost went to see one a little while ago, but I just had nowhere to get to it. That was the issue. I had no one to ride that day to give lifts or whatever, and it's like, it's not very good public transport in rural Cornwall, so I ended up just not going, because it's like, even if I'd gone and bought it, and even if I could get cash out, because he wanted cash and it was a weekend, and of course none of the banks are open weekends anymore because England. I couldn't, like, I'd be able to buy it and they'd be like, oh shit. That's kind of an issue with private bike sales generally, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I do have some exciting news though, which is, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for whatever the next bike ends up being, I'm actually going to be borrowing a bike. Now, don't get too excited, I'm not borrowing it from a dealer or a brand. I'm certainly not a successful enough channel for that. But no, a friend of mine has a bike. You've seen him on the channel with the Buell in a couple of my videos. He has another bike which he doesn't really ride because he has not a great deal of time at this point. The bike's just sort of sitting there not doing anything. So he offered it me and said, hey, do you want to just borrow this? Because he's trying to sell it to me, really. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, man, that'll be great. This road's a bit single track for a little bit, but it gets better. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, apologies. Yeah, so I'm going to be borrowing a bike, which I'm really hyped about. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that would give the game away. I'm not going to tell you who the friend is, because that would also give the game away. But I've got a bike coming. It's arriving next weekend. It's about as far away from this bike as you can possibly get. And I'm just borrowing it sort of on a semi-indefinite basis. And I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely great. I'll give you a little hint. This is exactly the sort of road I'd rather be going down in that other bike. But, I don't know. This road gets bigger in a minute. We come out the other side of St. Neots in a minute, and then it gets bigger, it gets wider from there. I'm really grateful to him that he's like trusting me with this bike, and he's so yeah, it's a good friend, he's a good mate. He's riding it up to me from where he lives, and then I'm going to give him a lift home in the car, and it's going to be really cool. So there'll be some videos coming on that in the next sort of couple of weeks, I would say. I'm not doing weeklies this year. You may have noticed, you may not have noticed, judging by the view count. But last year I did weekly uploads from March all the way through until December, with only 1 week missed from March to December. And no one gave a shit. The views went nowhere. The views didn't get any better. The comments, there's no one comments still. Got like 2-3 comments a video. Occasionally I'd get like a decent like spike of views. Like if I could get like 1,000 views per video, that would be quite a nice, like I could be fairly happy with that level of engagement, and then like a decent amount of comments. And I could get those videos occasionally, but only by but only by pissing people off, only by doing like I mean I never went as far as clickbait, but like slightly divisive topics or divisive headings, or like YouTuber up at the titles and the wording and stuff. And I don't want to live like that, man. Like, it's a shit way to... It works. It's the annoying thing. It works and it does get you more views, but that's a kind of just depressing way of viewing. And they're not good views. It's not like you get lots of views but people are sticking around and liking the content and subscribing. It's like people turn up, leave an angry comment and leave, and then it's just kind of like, okay, cool, nice one. I don't get me wrong, the angry comments still help the engagement, so it's I get why people do that, but that's not really what I'm after. So there will be videos this year as and when I have stuff to video, but I'm not going to bother putting any kind of like self-imposed deadline or like or what do you call it, routine schedule. That's the one I'm looking for. But like I say, the bike's getting delivered tomorrow, next weekend. It will be Sunday, so there won't be a video next week because it won't get here in time. Potentially week after you'll get to see what that bike is, and then we'll have some little videos riding around on it as and when the weather is feeling nice. National Village of the Year 2004. I like saying it. It's a nice little, you know, spot in the middle of nowhere. I've actually got a friend who's thinking of moving up here, which would be really cool. He's down sort of Liscard way currently, and he did mention St. Net as a location. There's a few places for sale around here, so it's a nice place. But you gotta laugh when the claim to fame is 21 years out of date. But it's nice. It's nice. So that's about the only news, really. The bike learn. Everything else is the same as normal. Works the same, height's the same. You know, we'll see what happens this year, but everything's as it was now. I don't really do resolutions. I'm not really a resolutions kind of guy because I had not to stick to them. But I've got some bits and pieces I want to do this year. I want to try and get out more. I'm really hoping we get a good summer this year, because last year's summer, if you remember, was such a washout. Do you remember that? Do you remember how far ago that was? That's probably why winters felt so long. It's because summer was early autumn. So yeah, I'm really hoping for a nice, proper, hot, sunny. I don't even need hot, man. I just need dry. I just need it to not rain the whole time. That'll do me. Like, I like the heat. I like being warm, but I don't necessarily need to be out sweating balls every day. I just need it to be not looking like this down every lane. But yeah, we'll take it as it comes. Bike-wise, like I say, I've got the Magna still, as you can see. I've still got the CG, which is still on the road. Again, I'm still deciding about the future of that one. He locked up. That's quite cute. And yeah, I'm still deciding about whether we're keeping that one. Well, I'm definitely keeping it. Keeping it on the road, I should say. That bike's never leaving me. It's got bits and pieces need doing. It's actually seemingly not as bad as I thought. The guy who's lending me this bike, he came over recently, and I showed him the CG when he was there, and he actually doesn't think it's as bad as I was sort of fearing. So we're gonna have a little look at the fork seals and see what's up with them. If they're good, and it's just like it just needs like a little bit of cleaning out and the oil topping up, then it will probably get to another MOT, to be fair. And it's worth me then doing the little like engine bits and valve adjustment and all the rest of it. If the fork seals need doing, oh, then I'll see from there. I have to get quotes on it and stuff, but it's fine. So for now, CG, Magna and mystery bike for however long I have it from next week, which is going to be great fun. I don't want to talk too much about it because again, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but it's a bike that I've considered before, but I'm not considering currently. Let's say that, and then I will say no more. I say all shall be revealed. But that's really all I've got to say today. So I'm going to go meet my friend. Actually, we're almost on time now. I've managed to make up a bit of time, so I don't know what speed Google expects me to be doing down here, but less than 45 apparently. So yeah, I will love you and leave you. Thank you all for watching, as always. Thank you for the support, such as it is. And yeah, I'll see you sporadically in videos as and when we have something cool to look at, which, as I say, in the next couple of weeks will be a new bike for a little bit. Thank you all for watching. Catch you in the next one. Ride safe, particularly this time of year, and take the best of care. Have a good year. Happy New Year, everyone.